Congratulations! You are hiring. But now what? Right? So you know you need help, but you don't know what to do next. So that is what we are going to jump into today, is just a few outlines of when you are ready to hire, different ways to pay people, contractors versus employees, all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to make it in this real tight little compact video for you to check out. So welcome to our channel. My name is Katrina. My business partner Cheryl and I run Empowered to Profit, where we help business owners take home more revenue to put into their pocket so their dreams can come true. So come along for the ride. Click subscribe down below, follow our journey, but let's not waste any time. Let's hop into this week's video. So there are a lot of questions with our clients when it comes to hiring, whether it's, am I ready to hire? Can I afford to hire? What software do I use? Do I need a payroll company? How do the taxes work? All of these things that you don't really think about until you're actually ready to take that step. So I just want to go over a few quick, brief details so we can kind of bring in the loop of some of the conversations we have with our clients when they're looking to make this leap. So first thing that I want to touch on is, usually in our channel, we like to talk about paying the business owner. That's why you're here. We want to help you take home more money. But this one is a little bit different. We're talking about employees. So it is important to know the first 5 things when you're looking to hire is, what are the signs, right? What are you looking for? What are the signs that you should be keeping your eye out that is actually time to hire? So number one thing, you need to be able to write a full job description. There are kind of different theories on this, but we are in the boat that you need to actually define what this role is going to be. If you just go into it saying, I don't know, I need help, and whenever they come on board, I'll just kind of like throw the tasks at them that I don't want to do or that I don't like doing, not best use of your funds. Would not recommend that. You're going to want to write down a full job description of what they'll be doing, what that looks like, what it looks like for you and for them. Number 2, if you are finding yourself turning down work because you just can't handle it, that is a clear sign it is time to hire some help. Number 3, you need to make sure that your new employee will actually help you generate money, right? Or time, depending on what your goal for the new helper employee is. If it's not going to bring any value to your business, then it's probably not worth that leap. You don't want to have an employee just to say that you have an employee. It's more fun to have money, right? You need specialized skills, right? So if you find yourself running into a problem over and over that is causing you to want to rip your hair out and scream and run for the hills, might be time to bring on somebody who actually knows how to do that. They like doing it, they can do it efficiently, and it may not be that expensive. No, last point I want to point out where it is a good sign to hire is you are losing clients, being either you can't keep up with the workload, you're not making them feel valued, you're not getting their work done, whatever it might be. Maybe people are reaching out to you to become a client and you don't have the time to get back to them, to onboard them, stuff like that, when it's clearly costing you money. That is another sign that it is time to hire. So I want to jump over now to what is a contractor versus an employee. So an employee is somebody that is actually on a company's payroll and they receive a paycheck and sometimes benefits in exchange for following the business or the organization's guidelines, and they remain loyal to that business in a sense, right? They wake up, they log in or go to work at your business, you know that they're going to show up tomorrow and probably next year, right? They get a routine, regular paycheck from you every month, and hopefully paying taxes out of that paycheck. A contractor is an independent worker who has a lot more flexibility, doesn't receive any benefits such as health insurance or pay time off. So it's basically somebody that you either hire per job or for a set amount of hours. For us, that might look like we might hire someone to do like an advertising gig or something like that, or to like clean up our email box or something like that, right? It's just like a part-time, we need somebody to come in, like edit a YouTube video. We need you to come in, we'll throw some money at you, and then you're in and out, right? So looks different for different businesses, but you kind of get the idea. So let's say you have your person, how do you pay them, right? This is the next big conversation. We highly recommend using Gusto. That is our firm favorite here at Empowered to Profit. Couple reasons why. Keeps you legit. I mean, it's very user-friendly, keeps you legal, tells you what you need to do for that specific state. If you're employing somebody from a different state than where you're at, that state probably has different rules, and you are probably not familiar with all those rules. So using a software like Gusto helps you to stay aligned with all those rules and regulations. And you don't have to know about them all specifically. That software company will keep you in line and let you know everything if you need to do anything. So with Gusto, you can onboard an employee, or you can onboard a contractor, or even international contractors. So they're very versatile. There probably isn't too many situations where they wouldn't be able to help you when you're trying to pay somebody else for their help. They are super duper user friendly. We have used a few other softwares with payrolls, and 9 times out of 10, it is a disaster. Now, we definitely are partial to Gusto. It's just our favorite. We've never had huge hiccups with it. They've always come through. Super user friendly. They help everybody get enrolled. So let's say that I'm trying to onboard you as a contractor. I can simply just key in your name and your email into the software and send you an invite, and it will have you fill out all of your information. And then when it's time to pay you, I can just go in and pay. Very, very simple onboarding. And if anybody is interested in trying Gusto, we actually have some referral links. If you are a small business owner and you're looking for some software to use, click on the link below. And if you are a fellow bookkeeper or accountant, we have another special referral for you. So if you're a small business owner, you want to give it a try, you can earn yourself a $100 free Visa gift card. You just have to enroll, run one payroll. If you don't like it, you can get rid of it, but you've earned that $100 Visa gift card. And if you are a fellow accountant or bookkeeper, if you enroll and run one payroll, you will get a $500 gift card. Isn't that crazy? Just for trying Gusto. So the links are down below. Let me know if you have questions. Highly, highly recommend Gusto. It's the best one we've come across. Another option when you're looking to pay people are bank transfers. Now, some of our clients do this. It is not my favorite, but it is an option, and it's typically going to be the cheapest option. So what that looks like in real life is you would log on to your bank account, and you know how you have options to do like a bank-to-bank transfer. It's basically an ACH. You would take the contractor's information and key it all in to your bank portal, and then you would just pay them. Generally, you would just send them money, ACH. So generally that costs about $1 per transaction. What you don't get with this, it's a much more lengthy onboarding. So it's cheaper on the front end, but you're going to have to gather their W-9. You're going to have to ask for all their banking information. You're going to have to ask for all of their personal information, input it into the system, cross your fingers that it all goes through. Opposed to like the Gusto, where you simply just send them a link invite and they key it all in, and then it magically works for you on the other end when you're ready to pay them. So another thing to remember is if you are going the ACH bank to bank route, would not recommend if you actually have legal employees. This will not document any kinds of taxes, any kind of HR specialty benefits that need to be accounted for in your accounting or in your software. So really nice tool about having Gusto is that in every January, you are legally required to file your 1099s with the federal government saying who you have paid over $600 to. If you have run all of your payroll and all of your contractor payments through Gusto, it is as easy as a click of a button. If you pay them via cash, check, or ACH direct bank to bank, you are going to have to keep track with very good bookkeeping and submit all of those, not manually because you do it online, but you're going to have to track all of them and then submit them. It's much more complicated, much more rigorous work upfront in terms of record keeping. So those are our favorites. Another option, because I do get asked about it a lot, is QuickBooks Payroll. So in our firm, we love QuickBooks Online, but I will say their payroll is not the best. I have had multiple clients, multiple experiences where taxes were reported incorrectly, payrolls did not go through. It has happened more times that now I tell people straight up, wouldn't recommend. I've never had an issue like that with Gusto, not to say that they're perfect, but the amount of issues I've had with QuickBooks Payroll have been immense. And even in the industry and community with other accountants, Gusto's better. But they are, if you were to research them, they are pretty comparable in terms of what they offer and how they work. Basically the same concepts. Gusto is, I believe, $40 a month. QuickBooks Online is $45. Gusto, you pay $6 per employee. QuickBooks Online, I believe, was $4 last time I looked. So pretty comparable. They say that they deliver the same thing. I have just seen in terms of functionality, ease of use, Gusto is the way to go. But to each their own. And I just want, payroll is so vital when you're a business owners, right? You want to keep your people, you want to reward them for their hard work. You do not want to mess up their payroll. So it's a big decision when you're going with a payroll company. So I've just been burned enough that I don't recommend it when people ask me, but rumors are people like it too. So you get to decide. ADP is the other big option. They tend to be a little bit more expensive, nothing that's going to break the bank, but they are a little bit more expensive, a little bit bigger name. So that's usually the other carrier that people go with. But last thing I want to touch on is knowing how to find the right person for the job. Because as a business owner, we can sometimes get overwhelmed when we're trying to look for help because we're used to doing it all. And now we're in a place where we want to bring somebody on board. But how do I know who the right person is? Because nobody can do it as right as I can, right? So I just have 7 quick tips we're going to burn through real quick here. First thing, like we talked about in the beginning, you need to know the specifics for the job that you are hiring for. So not in general, you're not going to hire someone and say their job title is to help me or to keep me on task. That is not specific, and you don't want to waste their time and you don't want to waste your money. So know the specifics, write it down on paper, what you need them to help you with. Number 2, take your time. You need to accept the discomfort of the long process of hiring somebody, because it is well worth it to take your time, think about it, and be slow to hire. You need to trust your instincts and wait for the right person. Number 3, you're going to be overly clear about your expectations with this person that you're hiring. You have to remember, you've been doing this for maybe years and you've done it a million times. The person that you're bringing on board probably really wants to help you and they want to do a really good job. But if you are not very specific about what you want them to do and how you want them to do it, you aren't allowed to be upset when they don't do it that way, or when they make a mistake because you didn't tell them how you wanted it, right? Now, if you want to throw something at them, be like, do what you want, run with it, be creative, then that's one thing. But usually when people are hiring for somebody, they have a specific task or job or title in mind, which they have done as the business owner. So they have a specific way that it's been done historically, and they know how it should be done. So when you're bringing on that new person onto your team, you need to be exceptionally clear with them, right? They want to know the details of how it's done. So spend your time, write it down, make the Loom videos, whatever needs to be done so that they can get the job done correctly, efficiently. You'll both be happier. So another thing to keep in mind is when you are hiring, you don't necessarily want to hire someone who is exactly like you. You want to keep in mind that you are hiring somebody where you would want to work for them. You value the same things. They're an honest, diligent person. But if Cheryl and I were exactly the same person with the exact same strengths, the business would not be as prosperous as it is, right? Every person that's coming onto the team should be bringing a different piece of the puzzle, where they're a part of the team to make the whole picture work as it should. If you are all the same piece of the puzzle, it's not going to be a full puzzle. Number 5, check references. I'm sure that you're going to get applicants and hopefully you will be asking for references. I would highly recommend following up on those. Just a 2-minute phone call. Doesn't need to be long, doesn't need to be intense. You're basically just vetting them. And number 6, use a checklist. You're going to use the same checklist for every interview that you do with every applicant so you can compare. When you start interviewing people, this is something that you're adding to your plate as a business owner, and you're probably not going to remember everything. So if you have the same checklist to work through when you're interviewing every applicant, you can review them as a whole and kind of jog your memory, like, oh yeah, this person was good at this person that stood out, like that. Last tip I have for you guys, when you are hiring, please remember to hire for your firm. Hire for your business and the temperament and vibe and the culture that you want to build within your firm, within your business, within your corporation. If you're hiring somebody because they look good on paper, but you didn't really get the vibe check, it's probably not going to be a good fit in the long run. They might check all the boxes, but if they're personally not drawn to the same priorities in life, if you can't get along, if you wouldn't want to go out to lunch with them, probably not the best suit, especially for small business owners, because a lot of us in small business wear different hats. We're commingling with each other, right? We have to speak respectfully towards each other and treat each other with respect. So that was just my last tip. When you hire for your firm, hire for the vibe, for the temperament, not just the qualifications. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I had a lot of topics I wanted to hit on. But click subscribe below. Let us know if there are any topics you would like to hear from us. Cheers to profit.